Hey everyone, welcome back to Bugs, Buzz, and Beyond. Today, we are diving into a buzzing question that comes up a lot when people spot these two insects. What's the difference between bees and wasps? And maybe even more importantly, which one is friendlier? Let's get up close and personal with these fascinating insects to answer this question and maybe dispel some myths along the way. Stick around because you might be surprised by what you learn. First, let's talk about how to spot the difference between bees and wasps. While they share some features, like two pairs of wings and similar coloring, a few telltale signs set them apart. Bees are often chunky and covered in soft, fuzzy hairs. This fuzz is actually quite important. It helps them collect and transport pollen as they buzz from flower to flower. A bee's body is usually shorter and rounder, especially in species like honeybees and bumblebees. You might think of them as the teddy bears of the insect world. Now, let's look at wasps. Wasps have a sleeker, more streamlined look. Their bodies are longer, more defined, and lack the fuzziness of bees. They also have a very distinct wasp waist, or petiole, which gives them that slim, pinched look between the thorax and abdomen. And instead of being fuzzy, their bodies are smooth and shiny. Think of them as the supermodels of the insect kingdom. So, in short, if you see an insect that's fuzzy and round, that's likely a bee. If it's lean, shiny, and has a narrow waist, you're probably looking at a wasp. Let's move on to what bees and wasps actually do in nature, because their roles are quite different. Bees are pollinators and spend their days gathering nectar and pollen from flowers. This not only feeds the hive, but also helps plants reproduce. This pollination is crucial. Bees help fertilize plants, which is necessary for many of the fruits and vegetables we eat. Without bees, our world would look very different, with far fewer flowers, crops, and even trees. Wasps, on the other hand, are predators. They're natural pest controllers, hunting other insects like flies, caterpillars, and even spiders. Some wasps paralyze their prey and bring it back to their nests to feed their young. They might not be as cuddly as bees, but they play a huge role in keeping pest populations under control. So, even though wasps don't pollinate much, they're essential in their own way. So, who's friendlier here? Well, bees are more focused on gathering food and pollinating, while wasps are more likely to hunt and protect their nests. Now, let's talk about where these insects live and how they interact within their colonies. Bees, especially honeybees, are super social. They live in large hives that can house tens of thousands of individuals. In a beehive, there's a strong sense of teamwork. Every bee has a specific role. Worker bees gather food, care for young bees, and even guard the hive. They work together under the rule of a queen bee, and their teamwork keeps the colony thriving. Wasps are also social, but in a different way. They live in smaller colonies compared to bees. These nests can be found in trees, under eaves, or even underground. And unlike bees, wasps don't produce honey, so their focus is more on hunting and protecting their territory. Because wasps don't store food for the winter, their colonies often die off each year, with only the fertilized queens surviving to start a new nest the next spring. Socially, bees tend to be more cooperative and focused on the greater good of the hive, while wasps are a bit more independent and quicker to defend their nests if they feel threatened. Alright, now let's address one of the biggest concerns people have about bees and wasps: the sting. Bees have barbed stingers, which means that when they sting, the stinger gets lodged in the skin. Sadly, this often leads to the bee's death because it can't pull the stinger back out. This is why bees are very hesitant to sting unless absolutely necessary. It's literally a life or death decision for them. Wasps, on the other hand, have smooth stingers. This allows them to sting multiple times without harming themselves. And because they're more territorial, they're quicker to use that stinger if they feel threatened. Wasps tend to be more aggressive if you're near their nest or food source. So if you're wondering which is friendlier in terms of stinging, bees are generally less aggressive. They're busy with their own work and won't sting unless they feel they have no other option. Wasps, however, might be a bit more on edge, especially if they feel their nest is threatened. When it comes to diet, bees are herbivores. They feed exclusively on nectar and pollen. They have these amazing pollen baskets on their legs called corbiculae that help them carry loads of pollen back to their hive. Inside the hive, they transform this nectar into honey, which acts as food storage for the colony, especially during the winter months when flowers are scarce. Wasps, however, are omnivores. They love sugary foods like fruit juices and sometimes even the soda at your picnic. But their primary diet is meat. Many wasps hunt other insects to feed their larvae. Adult wasps typically consume sugary foods for energy, while they hunt down other insects to bring back for their young. This makes wasps nature's own pest control, especially in gardens and farms. Another interesting difference is their lifespan. Worker bees usually live only about 6 weeks during the busy season, while queen bees can live up to 5 years. Their lives revolve around maintaining and protecting the hive for as long as they can. For wasps, the colony typically only lasts 1 season. The queen lays eggs throughout the spring and summer, but come winter, all members of the colony, except for new queens, die off. These queens find a safe place to hibernate and emerge in the spring to start a new colony. This cycle means that while bees build long-lasting hives, wasp colonies are more temporary, with a fresh start every year. So, after all that, which one is actually friendlier? When it comes to interactions with people, bees tend to be more docile and focused on their work, while wasps can be more defensive and likely to sting if disturbed. But both play essential roles in our world. Bees as pollinators and wasps as natural pest controllers. Next time you see one, try not to panic. Just remember, they're doing important jobs for our ecosystems. Thanks for joining us today on Bugs, Buzz, and Beyond. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends who might still be a bit wary of bees or wasps. See you next time with more incredible facts from the insect world.